I'm Mike Sullivan, and today what I'd like to do is help you out with your golf game by talking about the simplest thing that you're probably missing. Do you have any guess, any idea what this simple thing is that you're not paying attention to? It's probably your club face. So we're going to talk about the importance of understanding what your club face is doing and swinging your club square relative to your arc to help you get control of your golf game and play better golf and have more fun. Okay, so we're talking about what really, it just doesn't sound complicated and it sounds so simple, but we're really just talking about the club face. And so wherever the club face is aimed at impact, that's going to dictate the direction that the ball is going to start in. So if my club face is pointed out to the right, and hopefully you can see that I'm opening this thing, it's pointed out to the right, and I strike the ball, even though the club itself is moving forward, with the club face to the right, the ball goes off to the right. Okay, if the club face is pointed to the left, and I swing straight ahead and I have a good path, the ball is going to go to the left. And I hope that makes sense. So most golfers are playing golf with a chronically open club face. All right, and so here's what I mean by this. And it starts with the grip, but just in general, there's all kinds of ways to get their club face open. All right, so the first thing we want to do, make sure we've got alignment sticks down here. Okay, make sure you've got one stick that's pointing at your target and the other stick that is parallel to your target line so you can get your feet the right distance from this stick. And then when I put the club down behind the ball, I want to get a sense that that club face is perpendicular to my target line. So it would be perpendicular also to the stick in front of me. So one of the problems people have is a lot of times they put the club down and they start to experiment, maybe even subconsciously they get in a bad habit, and a club face that they think is square is not square. So we really need to make sure that the club face is square. All right. The second thing we want to make sure we're doing is we do want to make sure we've got a grip that's going to promote a square club face, or quite frankly, even cheating a little bit more towards promoting a closed club face. All right, so we're going to talk about the grip. We're going to talk about first our top hand, and this is the one that most people just start off getting wrong. So if you're a right-handed golfer, it's going to be your left hand, your glove hand. I'm going to put this hand on my club. I've got like a piece of thread coming off of my glove here. Okay, we're back. I got that thread off there. All right, so we want to make sure we've got a grip that's going to promote that closing club face. So I'm going to grip this club, and just think about it. Our hands, when they hang down in front of us, our palms face our body a little bit. So my left hand, if I can let my left hand or my top hand get on that club naturally, I'm going to have a situation where the V between my thumb and my forefinger points back at my right shoulder. That makes it easy to get that club face closing a little bit. My backhand, my trail hand, my right hand for a right-handed golfer, that's going to just basically be on the club so that the palm is pointing towards the target. This is so important to have a good grip on the club. Your golf swing is going to be a reaction to your grip. So we've got to make sure we're gripping the club correctly. All right? So in a nutshell, as far as club face rotation goes, those are the things that's important. There are other details to get into, but the biggest thing is we see so many people with that top hand in this position. Can't be there. You got to get it over there. I know it feels uncomfortable, but if it felt comfortable, you'd already be doing it the right way. So just make sure you've got that grip just a little bit stronger. All right, we call that a stronger grip as it gets more of a closed face grip. Okay. All right, next, as this club comes back, here's the next thing. Think about this. If I were to hit a ball teed up right here and just turn back this way, and you'll see there's no rotation of my hands at all. Look at that club face where it's at. See that? The club face is pointing that way, the toe is kind of up. All right? Well, when we play golf, we're not in this position, we're in this position. So I want you, if you're a slicer, it'd be nice if I knew what camera to look at, right? If you're a slicer and you just you just turn. I want you to take a look at your club, and when it's parallel to the ground, I'd like your club shaft to be parallel to the target line, and I'd also like the angle of this club face to match up with the angle of your spine. So if I go back to that baseball tee version, see how the club looks like that? All right. Here's what happens to people. They start that club back, kind of rolling their hands. The club face gets open, right? And then in order to get that ball to the target, you'd like to think, oh, I'm just going to roll it through and it'll all work out. But here's what happens. The club face gets open, and most people, the way they square the club face up is this way. And they make this swing path where the club swings way out to the left. We call that an out to in type of a swing path. And it produces pulls and slices, okay? So we want to, number one, good grip, and then number two, we want to work on taking that club back with nice, quiet hands. And one good tip is here, you know, I can't put a T in here. I wish I could because I got these silly grips, but get the butt end of that club pointing here at your back hip as you bring the club back. So if you like to do this, this is kind of an opposite move to that. All right, so that's going to help your club face be square relative to the arc you're swinging on. All right, so if I'm here, my club face is now square relative to the arc the club is swinging on. As I bend from my hips, I want that club to be square relative to the arc. And you can see that basically that club face angle is matching up with my spine. Now, does it have to stay perfectly exactly square to be a great player? No. And there's some really great players who don't keep it perfectly exactly square. But most golfers that I see that are playing, that club face is coming wide open, and then the swing is this out to in swing. There's a top, it produces tops, it produces pulls, it produces slices. It is, and it's confusing to people because they hit the ball left and right. They feel like everything is different all the time. They're lacking consistency, and it all starts with that club face. So if a golfer has that club face square, they're incentivized at least to make a good golf swing. So we're going to just get started this way with it. Okay, this way. Let's see if I can hit one now. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty straight. Not bad for my first swing of the day. Seems like when I make these videos, it's always the first swing of the day, right? So the trouble that most people have in golf, it starts with things that they do before they ever take that club back. Alignment, grip, ball position, good posture. But for today, I really want you to just focus on that club face. If you can get that club face square relative to the target, get out of this, boy, golf is going to be, it's going to be a lot more fun. You're going to play better. You're going to have a good sense of what's going on, a good sense of the target, and your ball's going to go to the target more often. I hope that helps. We'll see you next time. Man, that's, I'm gonna have to pause for that.